Bonjour à tous and welcome back to the channel. My name is Stefan and this is the French Cooking Academy. I like to thank everyone first before we start the recipe for all the new signage and membership on Patreon. You've been amazing. It's been an amazing support. If you're not subscribed to my Patreon page, please do so. It really helps the channel. Visit patreon.com/French Cooking Academy. Now for the recipe of the day, we're continuing on our chicken series and today an easy chicken recipe. This is really the entry-level chicken recipe that is called the Poulet cocotte grand-mère, which only means basically the chicken cooked in the grandma style. It's called like this because it's really just a kind of a comfort food, very simple recipe in which we take some pieces of chicken, we're going to saute them in a pan as we always do, then use the meat juices with a bit of wine to create a simple brown stock, our chicken stock, in which we're going to add mushroom and bacon. That's it. Very easy to do, and if you want to have a go at French cooking, this is the recipe for you. Now, let's cook. The Poulet cocotte grand-mère or grandma chicken is a very old recipe in France and it's very easy to make and it's perfect for home. So what do we need? One whole chicken. In my case here I've detailed a whole chicken, cut it into pieces, and I've used the carcass to make a brown chicken stock, and because we need some stock, some homemade stock. There's a link that should pop up on your screen right now on how to go to that video. For the rest, smoked bacon, half a glass of dried white wine, button mushrooms, some onions that we're going to caramelize, and this is just some flour and butter we're going to use to make a beurre manier, which is a thickening agent, and we're going to use to thicken our sauce. When it comes to the setup for the stove, as you can see here, I've got more or less all the things I need in front of me. I've got the pan where I'm going to cook the chicken. This is my stock, simmering on the side. I've got a little pan I'm going to use to blanch the bacon, which has been detailed in little, it's not exactly dices, but you know, little pieces. Same for the mushrooms, they've been cut in half. And I've used the trimmings, by the way, I didn't discard them. People are saying, oh, you're throwing things away, let's kill him. No. They're actually in the stock, so all the leftovers, boom, they're going to flavor my stock while I'm preparing this bit. So to blanch the bacon, it's very simple. You take all of your bacon in a small pan, start with cold water, and you add just enough water to cover the bacon. Boom. High heat. And you're going to wait until this boils. Now if you ask me why do we do this, this is to remove the excess of impurities on the piece of bacon, so you get a cleaner taste. And the second reason is to remove the excess of salt. When the water boils like this, immediately you turn the heat off, and I'm going to use a strainer and I'm going to pass this on my sink and rinse them with cold water. Rinse them very well, the bacon bits, and then pat them dry before we're going to start frying them. Once your bacon has been rinsed, we can now start frying it. And the reason we're doing this is because we have to prepare the garnish first. You need to remember that in French cooking, it's all about building blocks. So it's like Lego blocks. And then there is an assembly. The main Lego blocks here, if we take a simile and make a comparison, it's going to be the main block, it's going to be the chicken. The second block on top is going to be the sauce that we make with the stock and the wine. And the third block is going to be all the garnish that we're going to do now. Take all of your bacon. And we're going to flash frying on medium heat in half a tablespoon of oil. Now when I say flash frying, what does it mean? It means getting a little bit of the fat of the bacon to start to come out and give them a little bit of color. And we're not cremating the bacon today, that would be for something else, but this is enough. So you got a little bit of fat. I'm going to reserve the bacon. And you reserve the fat in the pan because now we're going to do the mushroom straight off. So you see, natural fat from the bacon, in goes the mushroom. Same thing, we're going to leave them to cook for a good 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you should get something like that. And remember, in this preparation, because we use bacon, we do not add extra salt and we minimize the salt all over the dish. So, no salt. When this is done, heat up. Put your bacon back in, mix well, and you reserve this on the side for later. That's going to be our garnish. And now the last garnish, I promised, the caramelized onion. Usually you have to use pearl onions or pickling onions. I've got a video on how to make the caramelized onion, by the way, to chop on your screen. But today, freestyle, I've just cut some small onions in quarters. And we're gonna try to make them. So the way it works, onions first, you don't stack them, and they have to be on the same one layer. You add a little bit of water to barely cover them, and then you're gonna add about a tablespoon of butter and about a teaspoon of sugar. Heat on. It has to be simmering, so you can start with medium to bring to the boil and then reduce to a very, very gentle simmer. The final element is this: the paper lid. I've got a video also on how to make this. I'll post it on the screen or the video description. And you're gonna leave this to caramelize. We're now ready to cook the chicken. We're gonna start by the legs and the thighs because they take a bit longer to cook. Now you have to keep in mind that the chicken roughly takes 25 minutes in total to be cooked. So the legs and the thighs, they take a bit longer, they take the full 25 minutes, but the chicken breast can be like 15 minutes. So I'm starting with the legs and the thighs lightly salted and a little bit of pepper. And we're going to brown them on either side. I'm going to leave this for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I will add the breast in. After 5 minutes, we can put chicken breast, skin side first, and let them to color as well. Once the chicken breast is in, we're going to cook the whole lot for a further 10 minutes, making sure it's nice and brown on either side. So make sure you turn them from time to time. When the 10 minutes have passed and you get that nice brown color, you're going to reserve your chicken in a tray like this. You take all the chicken out so we can start to make the quick sauce. And now for the grandma sauce. So I've taken my chicken out and I just wanted to show you, and so slow down a little bit on here on that step. You can see that excess of oil here. I'm going to discard this. It's not because it's French cooking that we use tons of oil all the time. We use oil, yes, but we discard it. So I'm going to remove the excess in the sink and put the pan back so we can start the sauce. Once you remove the excess of fat in the pan, as you can see here, it is time to make the sauce. So medium heat, and we're gonna caramelize these juices of the meat, very important. And we're gonna add the wine to deglaze and clean that pan, so about half a glass. A whisk is usually preferred. You can lower the heat a little bit if you want to take your time. And you're going to basically reduce everything in the pot and cleaning your pan. When the mix has greatly reduced, you got about like maybe 2, perhaps 3 tablespoons maximum of wine left, you can take your stock. So if you noticed, I've filtered my stock in the back here. And I pass it through a sieve. I'm just gonna add everything in. So it's a very simple sauce, white wine, so deglazing with white wine followed by a chicken stock. That's it. Put this back on medium heat and you're gonna reduce it a little bit, not too much, just maximum 5 minutes. So when I say reducing, it's really more bringing it to the boil, and we need to have that kind of napping consistency. So you can see it when it doesn't nap, when it's not coating a spoon too much, it starts here, but it's still quite liquid. So what we can do here is to add that beurre manier, that thickening agent. So a little bit of that, and that will immediately thicken your sauce. So we're going to mix this well, and as soon as it's thick enough, we're going to add the garnish in. Alright, look at this. So now it's much thicker. I've turned my heat off just temporarily to show you, so it doesn't reduce any further. But now we get some kind of nice chicken jus, and it's really tasty. It's nice chickeny, and now we can add the garnish. Everything in. So this is really grandma style, it's a one pot style of thing. So when you got your garnish, you're gonna mix everything. Look at these lovely mushrooms. Look at this with the bacon in the juice. And on top of that, we're gonna add the chicken pieces back. Sorry about that, I keep on changing camera angles just to show you better. But basically from here, the last step, so I've got my chicken here, all the lovely juices from, look at this. This is a chicken jus that you're gonna add in there. Lovely. Mix it a little bit. And then it's just a matter of adding back all the chicken pieces and leave that to cook for the last 10 minutes with a lid on until it's ready and you have make a grandma chicken. So I'm going to leave this for 10 minutes and then as usual dress up the table. Alright, all done. So the chicken has been cooked after the 10 minutes and the way it's served, I'm trying to do the old-fashioned way. It's usually served like that. You make a kind of a shape, you know, with the chicken pieces on a plate, and it's a home recipe, so there's nothing, it's not fine dining, it's very easy, and the only thing you put on it is the special grandma sauce, so as we call it, or that Poulet, cocotte, grand-mère, the homemade chicken. So it's not a sauce that is meant to be really super thick, so it is normal. It has to be that kind of nice and blonde color, a bit like a jus type of style. So you have to be generous. As always, I'm going to be too generous because that's what I do. And if you wonder, by the way, what happened to the caramelized onion, well, they're here. I'll put them like a little bunch of them here, you know, at the middle, so it's a little bit like a volcano of caramelized onion. And because some of the whole one have survived, I'm going to put them here like on top to let you know it's an onion. And of course, to finish, the parsley. That's what we always have in French cooking, so it's always that kind of decoration. We're in love with the parsley, that's what we do. But basically that's it, that's the dish. So I'm trying to improve my plating skills, sorry guys. And that will complete our video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this was pretty fun. I'm learning a lot of things doing these videos. But this is basically one of the versions, maybe not the prettiest, of the grandma chicken. And you should try it, it's very easy to do. And actually quite delicious. But as always, if you need to comment or ask questions, leave me a comment in the description below. And if you want some more French cooking, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all next time on the next video. Bye bye.